In this video, let's talk about mindset for slow pitch softball hitters. Do you get worse or do you get better as the game progresses? So this is a common problem. If you feel like I have my best at bats early in the game and then I sort of don't have as good at bats later, I don't have as good of outcomes later on, or vice versa, there's probably a mindset shift. So let's talk about some of the mindset as a hitter in slow pitch that you want to work on that can help you be more level throughout the game and give yourself the best chance of having good outcomes all throughout innings 1 through 7. First, let's talk about if you get worse as the game progresses. This is the pattern that I fall into currently. So as I've kind of taken stock in some data and said, okay, why do I seem to hit a home run in my first at bat and maybe in my second or third at bat, and then I might not hit a single one in my second game of the doubleheader, or it's like I hit the ball for a lot of power early in the game, and then the second game, it's like single pop up, stuff like that. So early in games, I just come up, they're fresh, all right, and I see the pitch. It doesn't really matter what happens, it's still early, and I often have my best results early in the game. Now, what happens, I think, with me is, say I hit a home run on my first at bat or second at bat, and this happened recently. I hit a really good one, kind of like top of the tree line, and then I was like, I'm gonna hit this next one over the trees. And guess what? I started over swinging. I started focusing on too much on hitting that 5% farther home run, basically probably maxing me out. And I end up just rolling over stuff or getting on my front foot, or I'm lunging at pitches because I'm so focused on the outcome of hitting a home run, a farther home run, that now I'm putting low quality swings on the ball and I'm picking low quality pitches to swing at. So for me, that's kind of been my pattern, trying to outdo myself. For a lot of people, I think it's the same way. Also, as the game progresses, the score starts to materialize. We start to figure out, okay, we need to come back. We really need this hit. I come up, they really need me to get a double here or a single here. And now you put more pressure on yourself. And then again, you start to focus more on the outcome. I've got to hit this perfect line drive over the shortstop's head. And because you're focused on something that you can't really control, you lose focus on things you do control, which are picking a good pitch and putting a high quality swing on it. So this is a common pattern. How do you get back to this? You have to take a deep breath. You have to remind yourself in the on deck circle, okay, the only two things I control are the pitch that I select and the quality of the swing that I put on it. If you get back to that, take a deep breath and remind yourself, be disciplined with my pitch selection, put a good quality swing on it. That's all you control. That will get you back to focused on the present, this one pitch that you're now seeing out of the pitcher's hand versus the future, which are the outcomes that you can't really control. So this is really important if that's your pattern, that you tend to get worse as you go along, which is probably related to either outdoing yourself or trying to rise to the situation as situations and pressure, for the score and trying to win a game comes up. Now, if it's the opposite for you, say you get a really slow start and your first at-bats are not very good, but then later on, you start to really tighten up with your focus and you start to do a lot better. If that's your pattern, then this is probably what's going on. But again, you need to be introspective and think, what do I feel differently about my swing early? So for a lot of players, they're jumpy, and that's kind of their nervousness coming out because, hey, new ball game. I want to get off to a good start. I want to get that hit for my team and lead off the game or lead off this inning, whatever it is. And because you're more focused on, again, getting that good outcome of starting the game off strong and getting on base for my team, now, as that pitch comes in, you're lunging at it rather than letting it travel back and travel deep and putting a good swing at it. Or your pitch selection is poor because you're just so excited to try to get a hit, to try to get off to a good start, that you swing at almost anything. And now you set yourself up for failure swinging at ugly pitches to swing at. So it's the same process. It's, can you slow yourself down and say, hey, if I'm going to have a good start to this game, the same two things apply. Number one, picking a high quality pitch to swing at. And number two, staying back, not lunging at it and just putting the best swing that I can on it, not getting overly excited at the plate and trying to do too much too soon. It's really the same kind of problem. And all this stuff boils down really simply. And this is why a lot of us can hit better in the cage or in batting practice than we can in games, because there's no outcomes, there's no pressure, there's no situations, there's no letting our teams down, right? So if you're a player that starts off really slow, it's often probably because maybe you're internally trying a little bit too hard, you're lunging too much, and you're trying to get off to this great start, and that desire takes you away from the focus of this pitch and this swing, which is all that we really control. All right, so thanks for watching. Hopefully this video was helpful. Obviously, mindset as a hitter on a slow pitch is very important. So if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the description below, and I'll see you here in the next video.